I've had that car about 21 or 22 years. It wasn't much to it when I got it. I have lots of pictures of the condition that it was in, how rusty it was, and how much work I had to go through for 9 years.
Did you buy it specifically for a project?
Yeah, I had one new in '68 and I tried to find it. I looked and looked and looked and finally found a '67. I said, well, that's close enough.
So where did you start?
I took it all apart, every wire, every nut, every bolt. I got some buildings behind it and the garage up there, and I had stuff stored everywhere. And for 9 years I worked on it. Worked on the body and worked on the motor and worked on the undercarriage of the car. It was upside down for about 6 months. Underside is red because that's the way it came from the factory. I put everything back like it came from the factory. It's been together now about 15 years. This panel here is not a normal. It can only come either in argent, which is a silver, or you paint it the color of the car. And that's the only two colors that can be on that and be factory. I'm guessing maybe 1 in 500 cars. It might be more than that. People walk around this car at shows and they say, well, that back's different than most of them. I said, you're exactly right. It takes a Mustang enthusiast to pick that up though. See if you can pick up that line there. That's uncommon. Only '67 and '68 of all these years, that's the only 2 years that had that. And it goes right through the glass, through the top, and stops at the middle of the top, but then it goes down the hood. It's only on the fastbacks, it's not on the coupes. My first show was Johnson City, Tennessee. They spent 2 hours under the hood, an hour inside and under the car, making sure every nut and bolt had the right insignia on the bolt.
What was the biggest challenge that you ran into?
Somehow that door on the left side, somebody opened it and backed into something. So the corner post inside was bent. And I couldn't tell it until I got out of power. I borrowed a porta power.
Jaws of life in reverse almost.
In reverse.
Yeah.
So I put one side on this side and jacked the other side back out. But you couldn't tell. They had the door, it lined well. I put everything new old stock on it. I've had it bored 30 over to clear up those over 100,000 miles, the piston walls wear. New pistons, new rods, new mains, the crankshaft was fine. So everything is numbered by somebody in the factory. And I put all those numbers back in the same spot that I found them in. Most people buy repop parts, but I traveled to get new old stock parts. The dash is all new, the upholstery is new. The aluminum on the dash is hard to come by. And you can't find it, it's all been bought up. But I did find the part where the speedometer is and the tach. I found that new old stock, $400.
Wow.
And I bought it. And I got the boxes that it came in to show that it's new old stock. The floorboards in every Mustang rust out, and I expected that. Before I pulled the carpet on the driver's side, I could feel it in my feet. Take it to shows, you'll notice each bolt head has an insignia on it. They check every bolt. This grill, the grill was in it was painted black. And I went and tried to order the paint to paint it the right color. They don't make it. So I was at Cincinnati, Ohio at a swap meet, and there was a new one laying there. But it didn't look like the right color. The guru of Mustangs, he writes articles for the Mustang Monthly. He owns several original Mustangs that have less than 100 miles on them. And he was there, and so I went up, and since I get Mustang Monthly, I said, there is a grill over there for a '67 Mustang. He says, yes, and it's for up to December of '66. This was built in '66. He said, what do you have? I said, I have one '67 built in December '66. He said, that's the one you need. Now these they're new wheels. The wheels that were on it, someone over time had put 68 Mustang wheels on it. 67 had, you see the blue here? 68 was red. I don't show it anymore. I know what it did when I first put it together. I competed against people who did it for a living, and I worked for the railroad. A lot of people said, I don't see how you did all that. And I said, well, I just did it. I wanted to do it, and so I did it.